To officially kick things off, I'd like to invite over Kavinda Perma, our Hub Manager and Founder CEO, to give the welcoming speech. Kavinda, over to you.
Good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to the annual members meeting hosted by the CoinCeylon and Intersect Hub. I'm delighted to see such a great turnout at this important event, although I know there's a lot of people still on their way with rain in the way. But it's an honor to have all of you here, especially our distinguished guest, Lawrence Clark, Head of Operations at Intersect MBO. Thank you for joining us today. So I want to start off by giving a brief introduction to what Intersect is all about and the role it plays in the shaping the future of Cardano ecosystem. Intersect is a global member-driven organization that brings together various stakeholders, developers, entrepreneurs, enthusiasts, and decision makers to ensure the sustainable growth and the governance of Cardano. By acting as a central hub for community engagement, decentralized governance, and strategic decision making, Intersect ensures that Cardano remains transparent, inclusive, and community-focused. So this year has been momentous for us here at CoinCeylon Intersect Hub. Since launching the hub in May, we have actively worked to promote blockchain governance, education, community involvement across Sri Lanka and beyond. With over 13 events held so far in the last 4 months, we've reached more than 13,000 people, which is a remarkable achievement for a young but rapidly growing club. One of the major milestones for us was the International Industry Expo, Sri Lanka 2024, where we had our booth at that event, where we represented the Cardano ecosystem at an international platform. Our booth attracted more than 2,000 people, and we were thrilled to see such interest in blockchain technology. Over 120 members signing up at the event. We also had the honor of hosting Dr. Nandalal Veerasinghe, the Governor of Central Bank of Sri Lanka, at our booth, alongside key academic personnel, business leaders with whom we discussed the transforming potential of blockchain technology, driving economic growth and transparency in governance. Another pride moment for us was our participation at the Rare Evo Las Vegas, one of the largest blockchain expos globally, which further amplified our hub's presence on the international stage. Engaging with blockchain leaders, entrepreneurs, and community members from around the world allowed us to bring fresh perspectives and cutting-edge insights back to our own hub here in Sri Lanka. We also made significant strides in community education and governance through initiatives like the Cardano Constitutional Workshop, which was held in Colombo, Sri Lanka on the 31st of August, which is one of the 63 workshops that's been held around the world. This workshop played a critical role in gathering feedback and engaging our local members in evolving governance structure of Cardano. It was an exciting opportunity for our community to have their voices heard on a global platform, and we are proud to have contributed meaningfully to the Cardano's future governance. In terms of community building, our monthly town halls have been pivotal in keeping our members informed and engaged. Through these sessions, we've discovered governance issues, answered community questions, and shared updates on the latest developments on Intersect and Cardano ecosystem, and the attendance for these town halls have been growing rapidly, proving that our community is both passionate and committed to driving innovation within the Cardano ecosystem. Beyond that, we've held numerous workshops, including the introductory workshop at the University of California, which we held last week in partnership with the Data Science and Artificial Intelligence Center of the university. This was a critical step towards nurturing the next generation of blockchain entrepreneurs, developers, and leaders. Our focus on education doesn't stop there. CoinCeylon has also been in talks with several other universities to explore long-term partnerships aimed at integrating blockchain technology into their education curriculums. We have been a formidable force in driving blockchain technology in Sri Lanka, from launching the first Cardano stake pool in the country to pioneering Sri Lanka's first multi-purpose NFT collection, the Yakkasi NFT collection, which was based off of the dance act that you saw, the famous Yakka masks of Sri Lanka. It's also important to highlight that CoinCeylon is now an enterprise member of Intersect. further solidifying our role in shaping the future of blockchain technology both globally and locally. Through these initiatives, our hub, the Intersect CoinCeylon Sri Lanka Hub, we have now grown to 350 members with more than 260 fully paid members, making us the second largest Intersect hub globally, just after Japan. This remarkable growth is a testament to the hard work and the dedication of our team, who I must mention has put in a lot of work, especially our co-founder CTO, Malik Faus, our Chief Operating Officer, Reshan Fernando, our CFO, Isru Mahanama, who is somewhere around, I think. And yeah, there you go. And Sanjay Vanikasegar, nevertheless, our community manager, and also all our CoinCeylon members, content creators, everybody, developers, everyone who's part of this has been really helpful in getting this across. But before we move on, I'd also like to take a moment to express my heartfelt thanks to all of you, our members, our supporters, and our partners for your continued engagement with each event that we've had, whether it was a town hall or a workshop or an expo. It has contributed to making this hub a vibrant and a very inclusive and a forward-thinking community. Now, before we go into the rest of the evening, I think I will go through the agenda for today. So we'll be discussing some key topics here today. Our hub activities, our vision for Intersect in 2025. We'll be seeking feedback and direction we are taking. And we'll give you an update on our semi-annual elections. But we must remember, at its heart, this meeting is about you, the members, coming together to shape the future of Intersect and Cardano. So make sure to stay through these presentations, which might take a bit of time, but nevertheless, we have a networking dinner and drinks after these are done, so stick with us for those things. And so to wrap things up, I spoke about a few things that we have been doing within the Sri Lanka Hub. So instead of showing photos on the screen of what we have been doing, we have prepared a year-in-review video that will highlight the key milestones and activities of CoinCeylon Intersect Hub over the past year. Although we say over the past year, we've only been in operation for 4 months or so. So everything that we have been doing within the last 4 months, you will get to see. This video is actually a reflection of the incredible journey we've come and so far, and I hope it inspires all of us to continue building and innovating in the years to come. So without further ado, let's look at the video, and once again, thank you all for being here today. So now let's move on to today. Exactly what are annual membership meetings? What's an AMM? So let's dive into what the annual members meeting, AMMs, what they really are. Legally, as a part of our incorporation environment, Intersect is required to hold meetings each year. But beyond the legal obligation, AMMs are a unique opportunity for us to come together as a community. It's time to socialize ideas for new projects, share the progress we've made on our core objectives, and most importantly, provide a platform for you to ask questions and feedback. In fact, we will be having a feedback and question session coming up. But in the midst of any of these slides, if you do have any questions, you can also raise them up as well. So, if you go on to the next slide, why are we running this AMM? So, why do we run the annual member meetings? As you know, Intersect is a member-based organization, like I mentioned earlier, that plays a vital role in the Cardano ecosystem. These meetings are critical for ensuring that we are staying true to the principles that guide us. Transparency is at the core of everything we do. We are an open book, honest and transparent in how we make decisions and how we evolve as a community. Then there's governance. We are a member-based organization, and that means you. The members shape the future of Intersect, by extension, Cardano itself. Our AMMs aren't just a legal requirement. They're a demonstration of good governance, of us being accountable to you. These meetings, held all over the world, from Tokyo to Lisbon to Africa to US to Colombo, bring our community together. It's about making sure that every voice is heard and that we are delivering on our mission. So moving on, let's go into celebrating, so these are the AMMs that's currently being held around the world. So we are right there where Sri Lanka is. And we have the next one coming up in Mexico, Latin, that's on the October 17th, and Austin, Texas, that's October 19th. So our special guest, Lawrence, is here today from Japan after finishing the first one. So next, I think he has a long way to go too. So before we look ahead, let's take a moment to celebrate what we've achieved in 2024. So let's look at some stats. It's been an incredible year for Intersect and the entire Cardano ecosystem. We've grown, we've innovated, and we brought more people into this journey than ever before. Through community events, through initiatives and ongoing projects, we've managed to push forward together and accomplish quite a lot. We've set the stage for what's to come in 2025, and I can't wait to share more with you. So if you look at the numbers, there's a lot of numbers. So Intersect engagement. This year, the numbers speaks for themselves. We now have 7 operational committees that have been working tirelessly. Over 40 industry and community events have taken place, and we've launched multiple working groups and special interest groups. We've seen more than 10,000 unique users engaging with the Intersect knowledge base, which is incredible. With hundreds of daily contributors, Intersect is truly alive with activity, ideas, innovation, quite a lot. We've even brought over 70 suppliers on board to help deliver our projects and ideas. And let's not forget the upcoming elections, with a significant number of candidates stepping up to represent you. So also in 2024 in numbers, Cardano governance. When it comes to governance, we've made significant strides. Over 7,000 community members have tested the SunsureGov tool, helping us shape the tools that will drive Cardano's governance. We've had more than 5,000 DReps, delegated representatives, engaging with the platform, and over 8,000 delegators involved. We've held workshops and seen 400 DRep registrations on chain so far. We've, with a stake of over, I've taken the slide off, but over, I think, 620 million ADA delegated. So these numbers highlight the growing engagement in Cardano governance and the importance of these tools in creating a more democratic and a centralized network. On the membership front, we're proud to say that we have over 1,500 new members join Intersect this year, with more than 2,100 associates signing up globally. We have issued 133 grants to support innovation in the ecosystem and expanded our reach across 74 countries. Our 6 community hubs have played a major role in this growth. And we've expanded to over 3.6 million ADA to support various projects and initiatives. This global footprint just shows how far-reaching and impactful Intersect community is becoming already. The technology-wise, if you look at it from a technology standpoint, 2024 has been a milestone year. We've managed to one significant hard fork, the Chang hard fork, 78 key milestones across various projects with 56 milestones in progress, and with our partnership with over 60 repositories, including Cardano Core, had enabled us to deliver important upgrades and tools that keep the ecosystem running smoothly. One of the highlights is the level of engagement with the Chang readiness and the Gov tool pages, which has received over 5,000 monthly unique visits, and these numbers show the growing interest in governance and technology within the tech community. And if you look at the benefits of Intersect grants delivered in 2024, this year we've seen some key benefits delivered through Intersect's grant program. With on-chain decision-making now coming onto Cardano, we've built governance tools that ensure mass participation and legitimacy. The Proposal Discussion Forum is one of these tools, which promotes structured discourse around key proposals. We've also created the Constitutional Committee portal to facilitate the sharing of voting records and host the Cardano Constitution. So this is only a little bit of numbers that we went into. We had about 3 different slides on this, but we reduced it and put it in one. So I just went through it just so you get an idea exactly how fast Intersect is growing. So you are a part of it. Now, with that, the most active community, like I said, these are some of the people who are really active within the community. You can see more than 1,000 more, more than 1,500 more who has gone into it. And also, CoinCeylon, being one of the enterprise members, we have been playing a key role here. So without me talking too much about CoinCeylon, I think we'll watch what we have done within the last couple of years that we've been in operation since 2021, what we have done. So perhaps we will go into that video.
Welcome to Sri Lanka, a land of rich heritage and vibrant innovation. Here, CoinCeylon is at the forefront of the blockchain evolution, pioneering advancements that are shaping the future. CoinCeylon began its journey by launching Sri Lanka's first Cardano stake pool back in 2021, marking a significant milestone in our country's tech landscape. Our commitment to fostering a knowledge-sharing community led to the creation of Sri Lanka's first blockchain forum. This platform has united enthusiasts, developers, and entrepreneurs to drive forward-thinking collaborations. Embracing the digital age, we introduced the Yakasi NFT project, Sri Lanka's first multi-purpose Cardano NFT collection. This innovative venture was aimed to empower artists and collectors, bridging traditional art with modern technology, showcasing how blockchain technology can be used in a creative and an effective manner. Education is at the heart of our mission. Through numerous workshops, seminars, and community events, CoinCeylon has been dedicated to enhancing blockchain literacy and preparing the next generation for a tech-driven future. Today, we are proud to announce our groundbreaking partnership with Intersect MBO, launching the first Intersect Hub in South Asia, here in Sri Lanka, representing a new era of innovation, providing resources and opportunities for our community to thrive within the global blockchain ecosystem. CoinCeylon is not just building technology, we are building the future. Join us as we continue to innovate, educate, and empower. Together, we are driving global change, one block at a time.
Now, I would like to welcome our special guest here tonight, Mr. Lawrence Clark, to address the gathering and speak about the semi-annual elections and the vision for 2025.
I'm the head of delivery, or the head of operations for Intersect. So I was had the pleasure of taking the board through its first inauguration on the 8th of December. So I was with the board when we created the initial 3 members of the board, which started the company on the 8th of December 2023. So we started with nothing, and we've been moving forward from nothing to where we are today. 7 hubs and all the other great stuff that Kavinder's just mentioned. So it is a pleasure to be here, and thank you very much. I've got loads of information around Intersect, so if anyone has any questions, please, I love answering questions, it's what I'm here for. So, the semi-annual, why semi? So the annual, because all the committees have been bootstrapped, we haven't voted in anybody onto the committees. So the reason we're doing semi, so this year we're doing 4 individuals from each committee, so there's 4 seats available, and you'll be able to vote in members. And then next April, we'll be doing that again. So again, that will make every member of the committees voted in. So we move on to the next slide. So the committee makeups. So the committees themselves is where the decisioning powers are made. So the members will be making the decisions that drives Intersect and the blockchain forward. Now, as a committee, they're able to have a subcommittee. So as the committee starts to grow and decisions become longer and harder to make, they can then spin off and create subcommittees. The subcommittees and the committees may then decide that they wish to have working groups and special interest groups. So these are the areas where if you need research, you need investigations, and you need answers to questions that you're not sure the answer of, you can create a working group. You can get a group of people that are interested to answer a question and report back to a committee. The committees themselves will then be making a decision and driving forward. So that shows as an MBO, we are driven by our members in the committees and obviously working to gain the research and development, which is at the heart of Cardano. So when we talk about elections, where are the elections this year? So there are 2 core areas. One is within the committees, and I'll take you through the committees in a moment, and the second was within the board. So the board of Intersect was started, as I said, on the 8th of December 2023, and had 3 core entities. So it was Emergo, IOG, and our chair, Steve Lupin. So Steve Lupin is the Wyoming State University blockchain expert, and he's the chair of the board. So on the board, we always wanted to be members driven. So as part of the elections, there are 2 seats on the board, which are for the members to vote on, and those 2 individuals sit on the board. So the difference between the board and the committees. The board is there for the betterment of Intersect and obviously its members, and it is to ensure that the staff within the Intersect are focused on members. And they need to be looking at the longevity of the company, the sustainability of the company itself, and keep us focused towards our members. The committees are there with a special reason and a mandate for each committee. So the voting is now open, by the way, if you hadn't noted already, and it does finish on the 20th of October. When the voting is finished, we're going to be in Dubai at the Cardano Summit, and that's when we will announce the winners, as it were, and the members that will be in each of the committees. So these are the committees and where the members you're voting for, and just give you a run through. So the membership and community, MCC. So this is a committee focused at driving the membership forward, the marketing elements, and anything else related to membership and community. There's a lot of the hubs that we've created, there's the 7 hubs, all feed into the MCC, and the MCC's role is to keep the organisation or the MBO members focused. So membership fees, for example, will be discussed and decided upon by the members of that committee. Budget committee. Now I have the privilege of being the secretary on the budget committee. And the budget committee's role is to understand the costs and collate the costs related to the Cardano blockchain. So we create the Cardano budget. And that is fed in from all of the committees, the costs that they would like to spend in 2025. And it's our job to collate and understand the understanding of the budget, pass it to the CC&D reps, which is part of the constitutional process, and hopefully gain the approval for the budget to move forward into 2025. As part of the budget, there's treasury management, budget management, and obviously the ADA versus fiat. So all of the contract work and all of the finance work will be overseen and facilitated by the budget committee with the Intersect staff as the core services performing all the underlying work, supporting the committees. You then have the product committee. So the product committee is just been formed, and that is going to be for the vision of Cardano. So what is the future? What is it? Where is it going? And how will it be utilized? So we think of utilities and how Cardano is seen by the companies out in the world. That's going to be the responsibility of the products. Technical Steering Committee. So this is a group of all the techies. So this is the heart of the engineering and development functions. So the Chang hard fork, which we've just completed, so Chang 1 has just finished, and we're now in the Voltaire area. So the TSC has overseen incident management, change management, and release management of all of the technology into the chain. So a lot of the technical decisions are there, and if you're a technical person, vote for that committee. Open source committees. The open source feeds into the TSC. So open source is where the repos, where the code for the blockchain is owned. And their role is to make sure that we are open in all of our coding. And if you're aware of the Apache license, to make sure as a company we're transparent and available. All of the code that we create is available to others to make the benefit from. We then have the Cardano Civics Committee. And the Civics Committee is the committee that has decided upon the interim constitution. So if you're aware, in Buenos Aires in December is when the interim constitution is ratified, and that's where the CC and D-REPs will vote the primary rules and governing models for the chain. So the Civics Committee have worked on that, and they're creating that. As we move into next year, all of the key core governance for the constitution, for the D-REPs, for the budget will be overseen by the Civics Committee. And then we have the new committee, the Intersect Steering Committee. So it's not an outwardly facing committee, this one. This is an inwardly facing. Now, Kavinda made reference to it. We're an MBO. We need to be members driven. So the Intersect Steering Committee is made up of the chairs of each of the other committees. And we had some additional membership spaces, so you can vote for people to be on the Intersect Steering. Now, the purpose of that steering committee, if you think of it like an operating committee of a company, so the Intersect staff will have requirements to perform things. You know, how do we do KYC? How do we do treasury management? Are we going to, we're a contract with the supplier? And it'd be this committee where we'll be going to for internal governance and control. So again, as an Intersect staff, we are employed 100% for the company, but we'll be seeking guidance from membership to make sure that we remain focused on our membership and transparency at the heart of the company. Is there any questions on that? No? If you're raising your hand? No? Stretching your back of your neck, I like it. Okay, thank you. This is better. So the AMM voting. So when we created the MBO, and I think if you look at a lot of the D-REPs, if you look at the D-REPing process and you're aware of the Constitution, that's based on volume of ADA. So for Intersect, because we're members focused, it's one vote for one member, and that includes an enterprise. So if you're an enterprise member, you still only get one vote through the process. So the voting is 20th of October at 10 a.m. UTC is when the voting closes. Now, voting is key. It is very important. You're a member, you pay your fees. Now, this is where, the whole key point of the AMM is to encourage you to vote. If you haven't already, there'll be a video, and I encourage you to get your phones out and go through, read the information relating to each of the candidates, and then vote accordingly. Okay, so we're now going to have a presentation or a video of Lorenzo.
Hello, this is a quick guide on the new voting section in the Intersect member area. So from the left menu, you will see there is a new tab called Voting, and here you will get into the voting section. Depending on when you enter into this page, you will see voting in the Open tab, or voting in the Not Started tab, or voting in the Closed tab. The voting in the Open tab are the voting that are currently open for members to vote on. Everyone can see these votes, doesn't matter if you're a member or not. Only members can participate in the voting, but associates as well, or people who joined as members after the voting snapshot was taken can see the votes, but they will not be able to vote. So from here, you see there are different voting now. This is, for example, what we will have for the 2024 elections for the committees and the board. And there is a title for the board, for the vote, wherein there is an information on when voting will open and it will close, and how much time is left to vote on this. If you click on view details, let's take as an example the civics committee vote. You'll have some information about what is in this vote, and in this case this is a committee election, so you will have the candidates here, and from here, because this is a committee election, you will be able to go on the related space to see who are the candidates, so you can kind of review what were their applications. And once you know who you want to vote for, you can click vote, and you will see here a randomized list of the applicants, and you can select up to 4 people. In this case, because the maximum, the voting seats which are up for election are 4, and then you can submit your vote. Once you submit your vote, this might take more or less depending on your internet connection, your vote will be submitted. This will be shown here. You can always change the vote until the voting time comes. the end of the voting time comes. Changing vote is just same as before, so you can just select someone else. And that's it. Once voting is closed, there will be a time for this voting for the auditing of the votes. As you can see here, this shows voting as submitted. And then once the auditing of the votes is done, this will be displayed here. You see here, for example, there is a test vote that was run before, and you can see the voting results here. That's it.
Don't worry, the dates on that, because that was a trial system, so don't worry about the dates. It is, you do have till the 20th, and like I say, we'll be announcing all of the lucky candidates at the Cardano Summit. Oh, the candidate speeches. So the candidates, I think, are going to come up and do some speeches now, so I encourage people to ask questions. So, and grill your candidates to make sure you're comfortable with them. So I'm not sure who's first, so congratulations, you want to come up? Ah, governance. Asking about governance. Thank you very much.
Once again, thank you for coming. I know the weather hasn't been the best, but I'm glad to see all of you are here. So, ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today with a clear purpose: to ensure that transparency and accountability remain at the heart of our governance process. As a candidate of the Civics Committee, I am deeply committed to fostering open decision-making and promoting inclusivity, participation from all members of our committee. We are building something remarkable within the Cardano ecosystem, a decentralized network that empowers individuals and drives innovation. But with great potential comes great responsibility. So basically, as you said, governance, right? What we want to make sure is transparency. And I want to make sure that everything that we do is, that there is no issue. Because voting, everything comes under the Civics Committee. So the Constitution is brand new. So I know there will be ups and downs, but that's why I want to be on the committee so I can ensure the future of the ecosystem that I truly believe in. So I know I don't talk much, so you have to excuse me, but if there's any questions, you can ask me later. Thank you.
Hi everyone, good evening again. As the community manager for CoinCeylon and a proud member of the Sri Lankan Hub for Intersect, I am excited and honored to be running for a seat in the Membership and Community Committee. I come from an IT background, but I also have experience working with government entities, especially in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Finance. So I do have somewhat of experience dealing with people and communities. And since 2021, I have brought that experience and managed our community when it comes to getting Cardano and getting our community and our members more aware of what Cardano and Intersect has to offer. Given the opportunity, along with other members in the committee, I would like to focus my efforts on building our community through educational workshops and offer more benefits to our members. I believe education plays a huge role when it comes to any industry, and that of course applies to blockchain technology as well. The community and our members are what drive this ecosystem forward, and therefore our members must be given the best of what Cardano and Intersect has to offer. And of course, finally, I would like to take this opportunity as well to wish all the very best to all the other candidates running for this committee, and may the best man win. Thank you.
All right, public speaking. So, good day, everyone. I'm Naushad Fauz. You guys usually know me as Malik, but yeah, that's my first name. I'm running for a seat on the product committee. Since Cardano's public inception in 2017, I have been deeply involved in this ecosystem, from setting up one of the earliest staking pools to co-founding CoinCeylon in Sri Lanka. My journey with Cardano has been both fulfilling and exciting. Why am I here today? Because I believe in Cardano's vision and its potential to revolutionize the blockchain industry. I believe the product committee plays a crucial role in shaping Cardano's future, and I want to contribute my expertise to this process. With over 20 years of experience as a developer and having worked with diverse technologies and teams, I believe I bring a unique perspective to the table. My goal is to help guide Cardano's evolution, ensuring that we stay true to our founding principles while driving adoption and innovation. As your committee representative, I pledge to enhance transparency in decision-making, amplify member voices through regular feedback, drive innovation and keep Cardano competitive, promote diversity and inclusion at all levels, prioritize efficiency and reduce bureaucracy. And finally, focus on the long-term health of the network. I believe Cardano deserves global adoption, and I'm committed to making that happen. By voting for me, you're choosing someone who shares Cardano's core values and has the technical expertise to help realize its potential. So, to summarize, the way I see Cardano is it's an absolutely wonderful blockchain project. In terms of engineering, it's one of the best out there. However, Cardano has a not so small problem, which is how it is presented to the world, how people interact with it. And so I think it's a product committee's job to fix this user interface and user experience issue. And as somebody who's worked with diverse teams all over the world, I think I can bring my expertise in here and help Cardano grow. So vote for now, shut falls. Thank you.
Hi once again, everyone. I know I've been doing a lot of talking, so I'll try to keep this short as possible. So my name is Karma, and I'm running for a seat on the Intersect board and the steering committee. I've been a part of the Cardano ecosystem since its very early days, working quietly behind the scenes, away from the spotlight to support the community and help drive the vision of decentralized governance. So over the years, I've firsthand seen the incredible potential of Cardano. In 2021, I founded CoinCeylon with like-minded few individuals from Sri Lanka, the first blockchain innovations company here. And since then, like I mentioned, we spearheaded a lot of Sri Lanka's firsts. The first stake pool in Sri Lanka, the first NFT collection to come out of here on the Cardano ecosystem, and the first blockchain forum, and now the first South Asian hub for Intersect as well. So with my experience that I bring into the team, with whatever I have done so far and what I continue to do in terms of the educational content and the workshops to make blockchain more accessible, especially by offering local language translations to foster inclusivity, I also carry with me, apart from the blockchain experience, a set of experiences that focuses on building some of the strongest brands in Sri Lanka, including media, and involvement in various other business sectors and content creation. What drives me is the belief that everybody's voice should be heard, no matter where they're from. I've worked really hard to empower communities in regions that don't always have a platform in global discussions. And I believe that we can make Cardano a truly global and inclusive network by expanding these efforts. When elected to the board and the steering committee, my focus will be on ensuring the governance remains accessible and transparent for all, and that we continue to build on the strong foundation that makes Cardano unique. I want to work with all of you to ensure that every voice in this ecosystem has a seat at the table. and that we continue to innovate while keeping the principles of decentralization at the forefront. This is about all of us and what we can build together. I'm excited about the future, and I would be honored to have your support, and I wish all the very best to every other amazing candidate on this list running for elections. All the very best to all of you, and I would like to kindly request every one of you who have voting access to cast one of your preferential votes for me. And if you have any questions, please do ask me. Thank you. Lawrence back on stage to go through the vision for 2025 with Intersect.
So I'd like to thank all of the nominations there and the people there for bringing their experience to Intersect. Without the members, we wouldn't be around. And with members like this that have got their experience that could come into the committees, I think we're in a good stead for 2025. So we start thinking about what we've done, and Kavinda made reference to all the things we've done already in 2024, remembering we only just started. So when we start looking into next year, where are we going, what are we going to be doing? So as we move in, we need to remind ourselves what is at the heart and what is our goals. So to ensure through our members the lasting continuity and progressive development of Cardano, fostering a self-sustaining ecosystem that fits for purpose and proprietary future-proofing. And that comes back to some of the things that the candidates have mentioned around the longevity of the chain, the sustainability. And we've got to be at the heart of it, be members-focused. And how are we going to be doing that? So as we're looking into the year, we've got 3 core goals. We have 3 at the moment, which is product, budget, and governance. And these continue into the next year, with our first one being empowering members and enhancing Cardano's on-chain governance. So if you think of the committee structures that we have, we're going to be working with the MCC, expanding our membership. And that needs to be focusing on the hubs. How do we work with all of the hubs that we have at the moment? How do we expand them? How do we get more members through? Strengthening Cardano and Intersect's open source resilience. And that's down to the coding. We know encoding is important. It runs the chain. How do we ensure that utilities and companies can access the code, can see how it's created, and then create fiat-based products to work on the chain? And then that leads into our third one. We're stimulating the ecosystem and the utility and community engagement. So if we get businesses to start using the chain, we create that definition. So this is what the product committee will be doing. Create the definition of what Cardano is there for and how it can be utilized within a company that can make fiat and thus increase utility on the chain. More utility on the chain increases the price of ADA and everyone becomes happy. So these are the things that we're trying to focus on for next year as some of our big ticket items. So just to bring out the first one, facilitate the approval and delivery of Cardano's budget and product. I can't stress the importance of the product and the budget committee. The budget committee this year is going to be defining the costs for the Cardano next year. Now, because we've just started, we'd love to have a 5-year view, but without a product vision and a goal of what we want to be able to do, the budget committee can't put the costs associated to deliver that outcome for the community. So this year, we're going to be going with an interim draft budget presented at Dubai, and then working through till January to hopefully get it approved through the CC&D reps. But again, Intersect will be facilitating this information. We will be passing it to the CC&D reps, which are the people, the community themselves, to vote and approve, hopefully, the budget. We're going to be improving governance, tooling, and support through DREPs and SPOs. So again, governance is key. We have the Gov tool. It's just started. It needs to be improved. It needs to be expanding out. It needs to be more open to people. So we're working with the appropriate civics committees and the members to expand that tool set to be more governing and more open to multiple people to gain access. Delivering of mainnet upgrades without the core chain, without the TSC and the open source, we don't have a blockchain. So we need to focus on the technology. We need to keep the incident management, keep the 100% uptime or the 99% uptime. And we need to maintain all of the information relating to the GitHubs and the repos. Campaigning and submitting the ecosystem utility. And this is going to be done through the MCC and events. We know that through the blockchains, and there was Token 2024 in Singapore, we need to expand Cardano. We need to push the Cardano brand and the security and the ability of the chain to bring you companies to the chain to expand the utility. If we can start getting the companies on board and through the product committee defining the vision and the MCC putting the events together, hopefully we'll have a nice gel of businesses coming to the chain and actually using it. Enhancing Cardano's open source. So the open source is at the heart of what we've been doing. There's the Apache law that we're following, the Apache process, which if you didn't know, is all around the code that's written is available to anyone to go and see. So if you want to create an SPO and if you want to define, even build your own blockchain, you can go to the repos, take this information, and there is educational information there for you to do that. And then the events. So we've mentioned that the budget is going to be key, and I've mentioned that the DREPs and CCs will be approving the budget. But the Budget Committee is also proposing, so as we go into 2025, we'll be looking at quarterly financial reviews. Like any company, we have the budget, the finance department will be providing information to the executive teams on how they're spending the money. So we're proposing 4 meetings of the membership and the community next year, and those are going to be driven by the hubs. So it's not the Budget Committee's responsibility to actually host these, it's going to be the MCC. So with all of the committees, not one is more powerful than the others. They all have specific mandates with specific things to do and members to drive the decisions. So as we look at the new events for next year, we're hoping that these can be aligned with key other blockchain events, so make it more meaningful for the members and get more people into the sessions. Happy to go through more questions on any of this later on. So I love answering questions and updating anybody on the chain and the stuff on Intersect. So please come and ask me questions later. Can you go on to the next one? So now I'm going to hand back over to Kavinda, who's going to do a bit of a retro. So we've given you lots of information, and we did start this year. So we are still new. And again, being members driven, you guys need to be telling us. We have committees making decisions, but the idea of this session is for you all now to really start thinking, what went well this year? How could we improve? And I like to use the stop, start, continue process. So what would you like to see us start doing? What would you like to see us stop doing? And if we are doing things well, please tell us, because we'd like to continue them. Okay. Kavinda, thank you.
So I am sure every one of you have a mobile phone, so now it's time for you to take it out, scan the QR on the screen, and or if you want, you can go to menti.com, and then you can put that number, so we will see how many people are getting in. So, oh, someone's already said woohoo, so I'm assuming whoever's here has probably used it. But I'll give you about a couple of minutes to scan on this, and then we will get started. Like Lawrence mentioned, we're going to be using start, stop, and continue method. So, oops, sorry. Yeah, we're saying about 17 people. I'm sure, I mean, we have almost the hall is full, so I'm assuming we should have close to about 100 people. So I'm assuming we will get more people in. Yeah, that's a lot of comments coming in. We have another section for that. I'd love to get it on there. If anybody needs any assistance, we have Rashawn here, we have Malik, we have Sanjay, he's waving over there. Please raise your hand and we will get them across to you to just set this up, because once you have to be on it first and then we will be able to go on from there. So yeah, please don't be shy. Yeah, and also all the inputs will be anonymous. That's why we're running this on Mentimeter, so whatever that you put, you don't have to worry about it too much, because no one's going to know. Sorry? No, let it be. Yeah, so once it goes, it says you're all set, and let that be. That should be all right. Yeah, we need everybody here. Ah, there you go. So you should see, I'm still waiting on, has everybody scanned the QR code? I don't think everybody scanned the QR code. We need everyone's input on this. So please scan it. It's very easy. And you don't have to do anything much, and we will not come after you if you give us like a bad comment. So, yeah. Has everybody, does anybody need help? Yeah, he wants help. Somebody over there. There. Done? All good? Okay, so we'll go on. Then I think we have about 43. So even in the middle, if you feel like doing it, you can, because the QR code will pop up. So on your phones, you should see this screen. Yes? All good? All right. So Intersect year in review: reflect, celebrate, improve. And so, like Lawrence mentioned, as we look back on the past year, it's important to reflect on our journey, the milestones we've achieved, and the lessons we've learned. So this reflection will help us understand our strengths and the areas for improvement as we move forward. So that's why this feedback session is really important. And I know we've been going through a lot of slides, but these things are really important to us. So we will keep the questions running, perhaps about 15 minutes per question. So there's 3 questions, so it's not going to take that long. But let's see how much input we're going to get. So we'll move on to the first question. Start. Do you want to go into this?
What's the question?
Start. What should we start doing? That's the question. Start.
Do you want me to explain it, or? So start doing. Is everyone aware of what the start, stop, continue process is? So as I said, the purpose of the starting session is, what would you like to see us start doing? Is there something that we're not doing at the moment that you think we should be doing? And that's the idea. If you put your ideas down here, we will then take those forward, and we'll be collating them with all of the other AMM and the other membership input, and then focusing on the top items that we can start doing for 2025.
Yeah, the first one.
Have we used the Cardano platform for the past 1 year? Excellent. Excellent. Mobile awareness pros. Yes, we can do that. Wow, there we go. There's one. What's the foundation being built, and what's the next step after the elections? So people that are voting in onto the elections and onto the committees, there'll be an onboarding process for them. So we'll take them through to get them embedded into the committees. Each of the committees is there to make the fundamental decisions. So the key ones we've got at the moment: budget. So how much are we going to be withdrawing? How do you manage the treasury? You've then got the product committee. So the product committee is going to have to start figuring out the definition and the process of what Cardano will be for the next 5 years. So as a company, we're expanding through. We've got a lot of activities to the end of this year. The members will be at the heart of what we're trying to do, as we keep saying. More education, make blockchain easier to understand, absolutely. And there are a number of educational processes through and being served through the likes of Emergo. So Emergo is a key founding member, and they have an educational program and a certification program. So those that are interested, let me know, and I can give Kavinda the information, and you can get yourself onto the Emergo educational program. The Cardano Foundation also provides a lot of information and training online that you can use free of charge. That covers it. Sorry?
A small thing. So for this one, it's better if you stick to what you think we should start doing, because I think there are a couple of questions coming into. We want that to be kept for the Q&A session at the end, so that we will get all those questions in there. So, yeah.
So there's a good one as well. How will Intersect generate revenue? So as a company, we do have a defined business model. And the business model is that we're a not-for-profit. So we're a not-for-profit corporate, Wyoming-based. And the company's made up of 2 entities. It's Intersect and what's called the CDF, or Cardano Development Foundation. So that's a Cayman Islands entity where the money for the community is held. And that's in ADA. So Intersect is the sole administrator for the CDF. And it's our responsibility as an administrator to take a small percentage of what's called a delivery assurance charge from each company that delivers onto the chain. So we will make a percentage of the contracts for all the engineering activity. Now, as we move into the new era with the CC and the DREPs, those that have read the Constitution, or as sad as me, I'm happy to go through it, there is an opportunity when we raise a request through the constitutional process that's over 1 million ADA, you have to have an audit charge. And again, Intersect, as the facilitator and the supporter, will be taking a small audit fee for maintaining and managing the funds and details. So We aren't here to make profit. We are here for the betterment of the community and for the membership. But our money will come from the treasury withdrawals and any revenue gains from some of the activities that we are performing. Any others? Membership referrals, that would be a great one to start. And I think that's more something that the hubs should be managing themselves, in my view, so we can be supporting them. So bringing in new members, absolutely. As we expand into next year, we wish to expand our membership. We are looking at different tiering levels, and we'll be working with the hubs and the hub managers on how we can support them in expanding their membership. Focusing on the product development. Oh, hang on.
Yep, that's
Do you want me to go through that one?
yeah, sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, if you can.
So focus on product development. So, I mean, Cardano has a defined product already. We're in the Voltaire era. So if you think of the product committee, so what's the next thing? What's Cardano 2.0? That is yet to be designed. So there is some documentation and white papers out there because it was created by IOG, and IOG is a research development. So there is quite a lot of information online around the future researching elements that they're looking into. How do we triple the speed of the network? How do we make things more secure? How do we bring in more technology? And thinking about the technology elements, so Cardano is open source and it is available to everyone to use. However, when we go to the businesses, we need to think about how businesses want to interact. And we know that they need a private network. So those that aren't aware, Midnight is a new product that's being developed through IOG, and that is a private network that is hosted on the chain and available for business to do payments, transactions, and other things privately. So if you think of this, if you think of two networks in a sense, one is going to be private for business to communicate, and the second one's going to be public, where anyone can review the interaction or interact with the chain. How can you benefit from joining Intersect? I think this is where we need to expand into next year. I think it's a good thing to put on the list. We know that we need to bring businesses to it, and we need to understand the business models. And we need a team of people through the MCC and the business development teams and the hubs that are going to be able to work with these companies to understand how they can make money themselves. If a company is making fiat and making money themselves by utilizing the chain, we gain more utility, and the companies are able to make money. And there's a company I was chatting to in Japan last week, and they actually do KYC. So they're utilizing the Atala identity, they've created a new wallet, and they're now selling identity tooling. So as a company, Intersect and other companies can use their KYC tools. So if you go to a bank, you have to, or any other payment system, specifically in America, you have to be KYC'd. So know your customer or know your business, KYB. And their solution is an off-chain review of the individuals and then an on-chain record. And that record is open, and that can be passed to anybody to review and check. So that's a real-world example where one company has taken a challenge, which is a global challenge of KYC, KYB, built an on-chain solution, and it's a blend of the two. They're, as a company, expanding, and we're happy to support them. University outreach programs. Well, actually, I mean, Kavinder has probably answered this one far better than I, with all the work you've been doing at the universities.
Yeah, the question is, I think you should try to yeah, most certainly. We have actually started the university outreach programs with the start. We recently reached out we've actually had a partnership with the University of California, and we had the first introductory workshop session onto Intersect and building on Cardano. So that's actually the start, and we are in touch with a couple of other universities right now. So in the next couple of months ahead, you will get to hear about it. So if you are a university student, most probably we will be affiliated with one of the universities at some point. And we've also started going into translation of content in terms of the education aspect. So it's not just about Cardano and Intersect per se. That included, and also the blockchain fundamentals as well, so that we'll be able to guide everybody in a much more inclusive manner.
So we move on to the other section.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. There is a lot more questions coming up, but during the networking session here, after the presentations are done, please do come up to us and talk to us. If you have not answered the questions, we'll be more than happy to answer it. So next one, we are on the next one.
So, is there anything that we are doing that you don't want us to do? Or is there anything you want us to stop doing? And it's fine if the answer to that question is no, by the way. I mean, we are doing a lot of stuff. You know, we've got a very small team. We are exceptionally busy, and we know there's things that we've done that maybe have not quite worked. But we will keep trying, and we'll keep pushing the membership. So please, in this section, I'm happy to answer any questions if there are any around the stop. But it would be good if you could just put through any ideas through here. I'm not sure we want to cover too much on the stop, unless there's anything major that anyone has.
There hasn't been anything yet, so we need your inputs.
Well, sometimes people want to keep it secret. It is anonymous, by the way.
It is anonymous, so please give us constructive criticism. That's fine.
I get the impression the first one's going to be stop talking. They can hear the drinks glasses clattering. Excellent, I completely agree, and I'm happy to take that back to the development team. Acceleration development. Interesting. Accelerate development is going to be an interesting with Haskell coding, but I look forward to debating that one with the teams. That'll be definitely one for the TSE to take on board. And if you didn't know, I think Akin is a new tool for the smart contracts, and Pragma has also created a new Rust node, and again, new technology coming in into interacting. So we hope that things like that and technologies are actually going to be able to kind of help expand the utility with the companies. Long-term product development roadmap, absolutely, and that is the responsibility of the products team, or the product committee to create that. Separate workshops with different languages, and I absolutely agree with this one. I was in Tokyo last week, and obviously as an English speaker, there's no benefit in me standing on stage talking about Intersect with the Japanese, and a lot of them didn't speak the language. And I was really pleased that the Hub team, they spent the day with me before, we went through all the details, and they delivered it in Japanese. They've taken our website, so they've converted it to Japanese, and that's just started. That's just what the Hub's done. So I think as we expand into next year, I'm really keen that we push that more, reliance on the regions, the regional language, the cultures, etc. So we as Intersect are supporting the Hub to expand the membership, so I look forward to that one. Okay, should we move on to the next one? So continue. So this is where, if there's things that we are doing well, there's things that you like and you'd like us to continue into next year. Like, for example, we're having AMMs in Sri Lanka. Intersect Hub expansion, absolutely. That's at the heart of what we're trying to do for next year. It's a key focus. Building the foundations, this is the first year, I think. Hopefully, this is the foundation we're creating. So thank you, and we've got lots more to come. The annual Cardano Summit to Sri Lanka. So actually, interestingly, that is a conversation we had yesterday. So I mentioned earlier, if you remember, there is the 4 key meetings we're looking at having, which is with the CC&D reps, where we present back the financial information. So with those 4 meetings, it will be the MCC, and absolutely with some of your members that are voting to be on there, we'll be able to look, one of those meetings should and could be in Sri Lanka, and we would have to bring the community here to have it. Now, it could also be the summit. So as we do a day on finances, which is reasonably boring, we can have an exciting evening, and in talk governance the next day, even more exciting, along with a whole bunch of more exciting companies presenting information to really get that utility and excitement going. More content on socials to inform the public. And I think this is a double-edged sword on that one, but I appreciate that, thank you. We started with 0 and we've created a knowledge base, lots of information on the knowledge base. We then get told that there's too much information, it's complicated, and it's confusing. It is, but there's a lot of information. We're trying to be transparent. Every meeting that occurs, there's minutes on side, there's decisions being made. And I'm the secretary for the board, and I have to put board resolutions, I have to cover the legal aspects, finance. There's a lot of information in that knowledge base. We're trying to be as transparent as we can. The information is there, and always happy to sit on a call if anyone would like us to explain it to them. We are on Twitter, or X, sorry, show me age. We've got Discord, and we know Discord's confusing, but again, we've allowed the community to grow into the channels that they wish to talk about. In Tokyo, they don't use WhatsApp, they do a different social media platforms that they use to chat, and that's great. That's managed by the hub team. We supply them the information, they then supply it into the local language in a way in which the region can consume it. And again, we're going to be passionate about pushing that forward for next year. Done universities. What's this one? Being built in Colombo first. Yep. Do you want to talk about that one?
Yeah, sure. So more outreach programs, if possible, set up education programs like scholarships for upcoming youngsters. This is actually something that we are in discussion with Intersect as well. The fact that if there is an opportunity for us to perhaps create some incubators, things like that. So it's great that these things are coming from the communities, because we can definitely put that out there. And also in terms of the universities, there aren't many courses available in terms of blockchain technology in Sri Lanka. So most of the people who have done it are self-learned. So perhaps we could be looking at scholarship materials too, and perhaps university partnerships as well.
Absolutely. And again, I think I mentioned this earlier, so Emergo has a number of outreach educational programs. So the MCC has a budget for grants, and again, through those committees to make the fundamental decisions, and I think we can expand the projects. I think one of the slides, open source. So as we move into open source and the open source committee, the key deliverable will be a accreditation program. So you'll be able to go, learn to develop, and you'll be able to go through an educational process and get certified to be developed, and even certified in governance. I know governance is more, how the function and everything works rather than the techie code stuff, but that's how we can start to see it expanding as a chain.
I know what is repetitive, but keep introducing what blockchains, new members always come in the meetings. Most certainly. I mean, there are there are a lot of members who joined us. It could be people who might have a vast knowledge of blockchain. Could be someone who's at the entry level, who's just trying to learn. So we will definitely be catering to all of them, and possibly getting you to build on Cardano and getting you to get involved in the Cardano's governance as well. Well, thank you about the videos. We'll keep doing it. Yeah, let's see what else is there. Yeah, we'll go into the questions. That's, I think. Yeah, there's a lot. So there's a comment about Malik. So that's great. Thank you so much. Well, we have a small thing where you can just rate the following statements. So this is more of a update from your end. So up next, after this is done, we are just going in to take up the questions and answers, because I know a lot of people might be having questions. So then you can put that out, and we can close up and open the floor for networking. I know a lot of people are waiting for that. Oh. Since we have about 100 people, we'll at least get about 50, would be great. This is always a good way to let people know what you think about the team as well. So, they can publicly criticize them or praise them. It's up to you guys. And nobody can know, it's completely anonymous, so please. Yeah, we have 35 people. Okay. Let's see if you can cross 40, and yep. We have 40, so we'll go into the questions up next. Thank you so much. So any other questions from the audience? Now it's your time.
So look, I'm going to be around all evening, so if you want to come up and have a chat with me, come and grab me. I'm happy to answer any questions on Intersect, the governance, what we're trying to achieve. But I would like to say thank you for your input. I mean, it's not going to get lost. We've collected this through every annual members meeting we're going through. We're going to be reviewing them and then obviously aiming to deliver or stop doing things, start doing things that you're recommending, and obviously absolutely continue what we believe is good. Okay, last chance for questions. No? I can ask.
Anybody wants to speak up? We get this.
Right. Okay.
There we go. Now it's up. Sorry about that.
Well, I think we've answered some of them. So look, I just want to thank everybody for coming. It's been really great to see everybody, and I look forward to chatting with you all later. Like I say, I've got loads of information around the company, so always happy to talk about it. And please, you know, as members of Intersect, feedback, keep in contact with the team, and help them expand the membership within the country. Thank you very much. And Kavinda, thank you. Leave you to finish.
Yeah, we haven't got any questions, so I'm assuming everybody's clear on everything. But the QR will keep on running, so you can put your questions on there, so we will get back to you. And like Lawrence said, you can come up to any one of us and talk to us as well. So with that, I would like to invite our CTO, Malik Faust, to deliver the word of thanks. Thank you.
Okay, hello. So, where to begin? So, I mean, thank you very much for being here. Like, you know, today's a rainy day. You know, everyone wants to cuddle up with a blanket and go to sleep. But you're all here, and really appreciate you being here. And special thanks to our parents, our friends, our Intersect members, and Mr. Lawrence Clark, who's been here with us from all the way from the UK. And special thanks to every single one of you for making this day a success. And looking at these videos, something that's it made me feel a bit emotional and made me feel extremely happy to see what we have accomplished in such a short term. And I believe everybody in CoinCeylon, all our team, we believe we have a long way to go. And your support, that's our strength. And I really appreciate you for always showing up to our events, always helping us with issues we have, and for helping us with so many different ways, from making sure our big thanks to our suppliers, a big thanks to our friends, and big thanks to every single one of you for being here today. And we are going to serve some food and some drinks over there now. Please enjoy the rest of the day. Oh, sorry, there's going to be a dance before that. Right after that, we can go for food. So thank you all for coming, and hope you enjoyed this evening. Thank you.